What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be hitting the OU ladder with an NFL themed team. I've always been a big fan of the NFL, and I thought it would be fun for me to build a team based on that. Some of the connections between the mod and the players aren't actually that close. A lot of it's based on name similarities. I I probably should have had Pat Simeon in here, even though it's rugby, but I kind of wanted to have the team be somewhat functional. So we're going to lead off with Juju Smith-Schuckle, named after the Steelers receiver Juju Smith-Schuster. And we'll see what this guy wants to do. I don't think I have used this account in, I don't think I've used this account in this generation, so this also helps me to get some points on it. No, I'm just going to set up the hazards here because that's what Shuckle does. And we're just going to click the Encore, lock him into something. And we're going to go down to the poison. Now that he's locked in, I think I'm free to just click Tail Glow. On Peyton Manafee, which is obviously named after Peyton Manning, the great quarterback. Here's a fun fact. I once went to Indianapolis, watched the Falcons play the Colts, and Peyton Manning was injured for that game, and we played Curtis Painter, but I got his autograph on a game program. I was thinking about naming this mod after Eli Manning, but I thought that would be too much of an insult to it. And we set up all the way with this thing to ×4 because we need to be able to hit Venusaur. If it was Mega, that thing is just a tank. He's gonna fake us out, but he needs to have other priority too. Yeah, he doesn't get us knocked out, which is unfortunate, but overall, it still looks like a pretty easy game. I'm just gonna go out into Rotom. I'm gonna, yep, Foul Play will knock it out. I was debating between Hidden Power Ice and Foul Play on this. I really didn't need anything like Dark Pulse or Signal Beam or anything because with the Bolt Beam coverage, you pretty much hit everything you need to. He goes on to Venusaur, and this is our chance to throw off the Z move. He's gonna Mega Evolve, but we're still gonna hit it real hard. Yep. Now, this is the unfortunate part where I think I have to rely on hitting a Blizzard. And we'll just have to see if we can. And we do. There we go. And that should be that for this game. This Rotom wins, Braviary wins, Buzzwole wins, Hoopa wins. Oh, for those who don't know, William Perry, this Rotom is named after William the Refrigerator Perry. Because, of course, it's a fridge type thing. And we got the Braviary, Tom Braviary, named after Tom Brady, of course. We'll see if his Stagicus is max speed. I think that was a speed dive, but he might have been Scarf. If he was Scarf, then Braviary won the speed tie. Here we're just gonna send out Buzzwole and click Leech Life and end this. Buzzwole's named after Brian Bosworth, the former bust of the Seattle Seahawks, who's kind of a buff meathead. So it was fitting. And Hoopa, named Austin Hoopa, based on Falcons tight end Austin Hooper. So I think I've explained all of them now. Time to just find some battles with this. There's an interesting looking Vale team. He goes lead Heatran. He's probably taunt. I'm just gonna get up my web. I have mental herb. I could click encore, but I don't really need to get too fancy. I just need to get my webs up. Goes for flash cannon. That's dandy. Now I'm gonna get up my rock. Yep. And he's just gonna knock me out with flash cannon here. I'm gonna try and set up with Manaphy. Usually Gracium doesn't run flash cannon, so I'm not overly concerned about that possibility. Could see him try to go out to Venusaur here. But yeah, I'm just gonna try to put on a lot of pressure right now. I can't quite. Oh, he goes hard into Thunderous. Thunderous is real crucial for him. I don't know how much I agree with him risking it, but I think Buzzwole is the least important, and it's got to be my sack because he just clicks Volt Switch. He goes Gliscor as if all of these things, except for this subset, which you don't really see anymore, as if they don't all have Ice Punch. So I can't really say I know what he's doing. I'm just gonna try and blow him back, but no, I'm gonna try and land a Blizzard. I want to save the Z move for Venusaur. Yep, and we land it. That's good. I've always been really into the NFL. I've been watching it every Sunday since I was probably 7, 8. As you can tell by my name, big time Falcons fan, which comes with its ups and downs, to say the least. I think he's not. He's leftovers. So that he's locked in. That's a weird set he has. I'm just gonna try and see if he's willing to give it up here, which would be a big mistake. Either way, it should get a KO on something. You don't really see this Mon anymore, but it remains one of the best Mons in the tier. That's my opinion. It goes for Focus Blast for some reason. Hoopa, it's good against balance and it's very good against stall, so I don't really see why you never find it anymore. See him going to Greninja, but unless he's Scarf, I can just click Drain Punch. Yep, thanks for the health, my friend. He's gone out into everything but Venusaur, which is the one thing that I can't KO. He probably assumes it has psychic coverage, but I think Koopa needs the Fire Punch for Magearna and Scizor. A lot of the things that get hit by a Zen Headbutt usually aren't coming in on a Hyperspace Fury regardless. And he continues to go in everything but Venusaur, which is making this easier for me. be it since we have Bravery in the back. Of course, we just click the Hyperspace Fury here, and we're going to look for another battle. Yeah, he sees now that he can survive that. And then I'm just going to click Brave Bird. It looks like webs on webs in here. Just going to get mine up, and when he gets his up. It's actually one of my favorite things to do, to go to football games. Or probably the coolest experience I ever had going to one was I went to Detroit when Calvin Johnson broke Jerry Rice's record for receiving yards in a season. Interestingly enough, Lions fans were so iffy there that most of them were gone when Calvin Johnson broke the record because the Falcons took an early lead, and they just flooded out. It's as if no one knew that that record was in the making. There was one guy beside us who had this, I don't know what you call it, like a construction paper thing, and he kept updating it with how far Calvin Johnson was away from the record. That kept it pretty interesting. But I guess most of them didn't see the sign or didn't care. Literally, I'd say about the stadium when he broke the record was about 30% full. I think by halftime, most of the Lions fans were gone. And it's interesting because when I went back to Detroit this year, the fans were loud as hell. I had a similar experience when I went to Tampa. There wasn't anything on the line there, but by the end of the game, there's literally more Falcons fans in there than Bucks fans. They just ran for the door once it got even a little bit ugly. And I think there's a point where later in the game, it became somewhat contested again. Like they had somewhat of a shot again, and there's just none of their fans there. I don't really get that. I mean, you spend the money and it's this unreal experience, and you're just gonna tip out before it's over. Goes into Heatran, and that might give. You see, it's not leftovers, which means it could be Z, but usually they're Groundium Z these days. You don't usually see them being Bloomdom anymore. It's not like a complete unset, but it's not very common. It was Hardening Greninja, and we can just hit that with an energy ball. He won't be able to KO me unless he flinches me down, which he can't, and we're going to knock it out. Probably going to see Zapdos come in here, or maybe Gallade. Yeah, we see the Zapdos. And I think I just have to let Manaphy go here. Click Surf. Yeah, he's going to knock it out. Here I think I go Rotom, and I just click. I could either go Thunderbolt or the Z Blizzard. I think I'm gonna click Thunderbolt. Yep, knocks him out. He decided to stay in, I guess. Not overly certain why, but to each their own. He's gotta have the extreme speed on Zygarde. Why would he go into Gallade? I'm just gonna blow that thing back. I think Foul Play knocks it out. Yeah, it does. Literally anything but Blade was the play there. You either go into Zygarde like extreme speed or go into Tram and survive a Thunderbolt. Now we see him go out into Zygarde, and I'm just gonna click my Z move. One of the things I found when testing this team out when I initially made it a bit ago was that Rotom actually can do quite a bit on this team. So this is an interesting situation. I think I need to go into Braviary and try to put this in range of Hoopa. Clicking Brave Bird. I'm pretty sure that's my play. I could have went the other way and tried to use... I have superpower on this, not U-turn, right? Yeah, I could have tried to put him... Oh, he goes hard for the outreach. That means I'm going to be able to Hyperspace Fury this. If he's not faster and banded, which he is, okay. Oh well. He's an interesting looking team. And yeah, we don't really have to think too hard, we just go Shuckle. He goes Magnetric, and I'm just gonna get my webs up. This hazard controls Landorus, which doesn't always have hazard control, so he may not have any. We're gonna find out. He goes Suicune, and I don't want to let this thing be a threat, so I'm just gonna click Encore, yep. And I'm gonna go Hoopa. You always want to get your rocks up, but never at the risk of letting something like this set up. Yep, we're just gonna get a KO. Whether he wants to leave this in or not, something's gonna die. And he's gonna let it go. There we go. We're just gonna Drain Punch and get a little bit of our health back. He's taking a bit of time here, but I mean, there's no real reason to save it. He switches it out now. That was real poorly played. He could have switched it out at 60%. I mean, if I wanted to treat him as if there was a single functioning brain cell, I would assume that if he wasn't going to save it at 60, he wouldn't save it at 10. Here I'm just going to click Encore again. Yep. And we're going to go Hoopa again. This man has not learned his lesson, and I'm just going to click, well here I'm going to click Fire Punch, and then I'm going to click Hyperspace Fury. I just have to be a little cautious about the Hyperspace Fury's PP right now. And also the burn chances there. He shows to be Sash, which is dandy. I just go hard Chuckle here. And I click my rock. And then I just go Braviary and click Brave Bird, no problems. I'm immune to Shadow Sneak, so that's not a concern at all. He clicks it anyway, because he doesn't know what he's doing. See main electric, and that's fine. I'm gonna end up winning this game with Braviary, I believe. I'm just gonna go hard into Rotom. Probably seems like Bolt or Volt, yeah. Here's an Incineroar. I'm just gonna be able to Volt Switch on that. He might have the Fake Out. Doesn't. Just gonna send out Manaphy. Use Bulk Out, that lets me Tail Glow. This thing won't be able to knock me out. And then Manaphy should be able to, yeah, I should be able to sweep him. Unless it's Jirachi's bulky with Thunder Wave or Body Slam. It's the only way you can save this. He clicks rocks because, again, he doesn't know what he's doing. And that'll be game. Manaphy's just gonna win. Yeah, Manectric will not close to survive this, and I'm gonna find another battle. The most recent Super Bowl, you saw the Eagles win. I have an interesting story from going to an Eagles game. I went there when I was like 9 or 10, something like that. And so there were a few drunk fans who were trying to pick fights with me because I was a little kid wearing Falcons equipment in Philadelphia. Their fans are by far the worst in sports. It's not even close. And here I'm just going to click Encore on the Dragonite. I'm going to go hard into Rotom and try to blow it back. Again, with this Shuckle, hazards are priority, but never at the cost of letting someone set up. That's why Encore is just a must on Shuckle. I'm going to hit the Sub-Zero Slammer, which should knock him out through multi-scale. He might show the Z move here. Then he's still locked in. Switches out, that's fine. We're going to be able to Volt Switch on this and then bring Shuckle back. He fakes out, that's fine. He goes from Moonsault, which means we probably won't be able to get hazards up, but in this matchup I think we can survive it. Because he's just really weak to Rotom. Oh, we survive the Lariat and get rocks up. It's nice for Dragonite. It's going to break Donphan sturdy. It is more important, I think, than webs in this particular matchup. I think I can just try to click Tail Glow here. See what he'll do about it. Throw off a Lariat and do not enough. We're just gonna knock it out with Surf. Surf's up, dude. Probably Porygon. Is it Scarf? If it's Scarf, I think it needs Hyper Beam to knock me out. Yeah, we barely survived the Thunderbolt. See if he has. Well, he should go Scizor here. Yeah. I'm just gonna go hard in the Buzzwole. That's not gonna do too much. You know, we can threaten this thing. Focus Punch. He goes into Donphan, which won't be able to break our sub. I'm just gonna throw off a Focus Punch here. He'll probably try to spin. Yeah. And that puts him in range of Leech Life, which is beautiful. Shard won't break our sub. He doesn't even go for it. We're going to get our Beast Boost. And whatever's coming out, it's not going to take this Focus Punch nicely. Well, maybe with a multi-scale it will, but it's not taking multiple, and it's not getting a chance to set up. Yeah, I'm going to sub back up. His Fire Punch probably won't prevent a substitute, and if I get a substitute up, I just knock this thing out. Yep, this thing's going to get knocked out by my Focus Punch. And we're looking at Buzzwold trying to win the game here. Scizor will take a lot from Earthquake. And if he Sword Stances, I believe Bullet Punch will be a roll. He just goes for Bullet Punch, preventing the sub. That's good. And that's the game. Buzzwold just going nuts here. This is still a good Pokemon in OU, Buzzwold. You don't usually see people saying GG on the ladder anymore. That's the reason I actually stopped, is just because no one really does it anymore. But if I see someone say it, I'll say it back. My favorite set with Buzzwool is in OU, it's Bandit. I still think this Pokemon's good. It's good with Scarf, it's good with Sub, it's good with Bandit. You don't really ever see it anymore, but yeah, I still like it. He leads Landers and clicks U-turn. I don't really get that. He goes Victini, and I'm just going to get out my webs. He might be in a little bit of a tricky position if he defogs, because Braviary is pretty threatening to him with a Defiant boost. I want to go Manaphy here and click up a Tail Glow. I don't want to make it easy for him ever to defog the hazards away. He goes for Hawthorne. I think Ice Beam should 2-hit KO him, and I probably take a Power Whip. He goes for Leech Seed, and here he's going to click Protect. I'm going to click Tail Glow. All these things run Protect. He goes for Spikes, which is the only thing that was never a play. Anything would have been a play except for that. He might have been a Hawthorne with neither an attack nor protect, but that'd be pretty obscure. We know his Landers is Scarf, but we also know it won't be able to KO us. I'm going to click Energy Ball, thinking he might try to U-turn into Fini, also knowing that it will KO Landorus. It was just the safest option there. I knew Earthquake wouldn't KO us, so I thought he might have been trying to U-turn to put us in range of it, but I guess not. Click Shadow Sneak there. I guess he doesn't have priority on Lopunny. He's not wrong. I guess he doesn't have priority on Lopunny. That's what I'm taking from this. Oh, he tries to make the play there. But we still survive, so I'm just going to click Energy Ball again. I'm going to KO something. There's no reason to not. And that's going to be the game. That's why your Lopunny should have Fake Out. Gonna find maybe one or two more, depending on how they go. We face a real interesting looking team that kind of reminds me, and not just because of the sprites, of Black and White. Well, you know the drill. We're gonna shuck it up. You know, I'm just gonna predict the Excadrill lead and go Buzzwole. Buzzwole is a major nuisance to his team. It's not something he wants to deal with. He goes Hippo. That's fine. I'm gonna sub up. He goes for Yawn, but the sub protects us. And nothing likes to take Focus Punch except for Ghost types and Crest. That's it. Only two things in life for sure: death and Focus Punch dealing out a lot of damage. Those two things aren't necessarily unrelated. I don't know if he's really thinking about something or if he just broke his computer after that turn. I'm going to put on a timer. I'm not sure if he is going to make his move or not. Frankly, he should run for the hills right now. This Buzzwole is coming for that booty. Oh, ain't that annoying when this happens. Well, I might as well talk back about my experiences with the NFL. This year I went to a game in Detroit and a game in Chicago. And they're both very interesting experiences, particularly the Detroit one, because at the end of the game, they had the one last play basically to score, and they throw this pass and the guy dies and they call it a touchdown, and then the ref comes back and he says it's no touchdown and the game is over, and the fans there, the Lions fans, were losing their shit. And then after the game I was stuck on a bus for like hours because it was so crowded in the city of Detroit. I was on a bus for hours trying to get back across the border. Ooh, and there's a lot of Lions fans, and there's hectic. I actually, when we were walking out of the stadium, I was just surrounded in Lions fans, and all of them were pissed off about the game. I thought I was going to get stabbed because Detroit's such a dangerous city. I believe it used to be the most dangerous city in America, and now it's New Orleans. Yeah, hopefully this guy makes his moves. His hazard control option is solely Landorus, so looks like a good game for hazard stack. He goes Tar, he'll probably get up his rocks. I'm gonna get up my web. I'm gonna use that rocks Megatar set. Cool. I'm gonna get out my rocks. I don't really care about his rocks because he has to defog, and if he doesn't defog, he's in a world of trouble. Just for Fire Punch. Perhaps predicting Buzzwole, but maybe not having a rock move for some reason. And here I'm just going to click Infestation. Normally I'm not overly concerned about preserving Shuckle after it gets its hazards up. I'm generally ready to say goodbye to it. Yeah, we're going to lock this thing in and I'm going to click Encore, and then based on what he does, I'm going to pick my next move accordingly. He goes for Scald, and that lets me, he's locked in because Infestation, which means he has to stay in and click Scald again, which lets me go into Manaphy, and it's getting sticky for him. Here he's going to go for Hawthorne. I'm going to go Buzzwole and get my sub up. Yeah, I'm just going to click Tailglow. I don't need to get that fancy. For Hawthorne probably won't beat Manaphy one-on-one, so... He has Magnezone for some reason. I'm just going to kill that with Surf, unless it's that Assault Vest set. Yeah, didn't think so. Based on his team, Scarf made the most sense because his other potential Scarfer would be Landers, but Landers is also his hazard control, so he'd probably want it to be Defog, and Scarf Defog isn't really common. I'm just going to click Ice Beam on the Hawthorne. He goes for Power Whip. We're going to take it. We're going to click Ice Beam again. We're going to knock it out. And we'll see if that's game or not. Should be out of range of a non-Ash version Shuriken. He might be trying to go for it anyway. Oh, he's Protein Scarf. Okay. One thing about moves like Water Shuriken, Rock Blast, Icicle Spear, is that those moves, if you look at the way they work, it's more likely to hit 2 or 3% than it is to hit 4 or 5. The odds when you get to higher figures, the first two are higher percentages than the higher damages, if you know what I mean. I'm not saying it the most clear, but I'm trying. Here, I'm just going to hit the sub. I'm pretty sure that Scald doesn't break my sub, so I should be good to do that. Buzzwole should be doing a lot right now. Yep, Scald's not breaking the sub. So Buzzwole's going to be doing Buzzwole things. Yep, we're going to knock out the Pex, get our boost. Not sure what he wants to go out into now. Well, he's going to click X and get out of the battle. And that's going to be all for the video. Thanks for watching. Have yourselves a good night.